is our follow-along assignment. So make sure you have your name on it. Make sure you have the date. So let's see here. I'm making this on... There we go. Make sure you've, saved the name of your trinket somewhere up there. Make sure you have done everything you need to do. So, and once again, if you get lost, whatever, stop, pause, go back, type in the code, follow along, sort of stuff. So first things first, what we're going to do here is we're going to make ourselves logging into our computer, or we're going to simulate logging it into our computer. So we know that at some point in time, what do we need to have for our computers? Well, we need to have an area for our stuff we have to log in. So we need our variables. And I'm going to have some sort of a loop, because I want it to be so that after X number of attempts, we have it shut down. So I know we're going to have some sort of a loop. We're going to have a loop start somewhere. And we're also going to have somewhere in this loop there being a, area for a user, an area for a guest, and some sort of area for like where there's an error that happens or whatever, So we're gonna do that. So first and foremost, let's just start with the variables. That'll be easy enough. I mean, we could always make this, username and password, right? So we have ourselves UA. UN for username. And, so right now there's kind of that. And PW for password, right? So we know we have ourselves a username and a password. And if we wanted to, we could have ourselves a counter of some sort, because, maybe we'll say 3 login attempts before it shuts down. But you know what? I think we could actually kind of, I think I can probably do this around a different way, but let's just start off with simply having a print statement saying, something along the lines of like, welcome to the login program. There we go. Oops, and remember to spell the correctly, David. There we go. And you know what? I'll even give a new line, so we have a new little line here. There we go. Actually, matter of fact, I should probably have the loop. Actually, if I'm going to do it in a loop like that, I can actually do the loop starting before I have my variables. So, my loop is going to start first. So I'll do this. I'll say for X, because I always just wind up using X, in range of 4. Why? Because I'm going to give it 3 attempts. After the 3rd attempt, it'll shut down. So, if X is, let's say if X is greater than 2. There we go. I will print out too many attempts incorrect. Print, just to keep it on the same new lines here. Computer is locked for 1 hour. And I'll just break the loop that way, manually break it. So that this way, if I get a 3rd attempt wrong, I'll be on attempt 4, because as long as my X is greater than 2, so as long as X, because it starts at 0, so 0, 1, 2 will be 3 attempts. Therefore, boom, that'll happen. Why do I have a 4 there then? Don't know. But, it'll work. I think I could get away with a 3, but let's just keep it as a 4 for right now. Just because I don't want to end it on 3 just in case. So, I'll just give myself 2 points of wiggle room just in case. So, assuming I don't break it, so this is where this will break if we run out of space. Let's, okay, actually, here's where I'm going to add the variables. So my variables are going to be, let me just tab these guys over so they're inside this loop. So yeah, they're inside the loop, but they're not inside the if statement. That's good. This will be input. Input, enter username. And this guy will be an input that says enter password. There we go. So we know that we got ourselves two things like that. So let's figure out what we're going to do with our user. So I'm going to make an if statement here. So if my username equal, actually let me put this in quotes, I'm going to use and here. If username double equals dmont, why not, just for dmonticchio, and pw, oops, put this in quotes, or put this in parentheses, pw equals, and I'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I'm assuming that's going to be a really lazy password in the example. So, username, so basically, if I type my username and I type out dmont, and if my password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, remember, inputs default as a string, that's why I have this in quotes. If I don't have the quotes here, that would be an integer, and that would give me a completely different answer and would not work. I'll just have it print out, welcome David, and then I'll just break the loop. So I forcibly get myself out of the loop, even if I haven't gotten to my endpoint. Because once I log in, do you log in a second time, a third time, a fourth time? No, that doesn't make sense. So the loop has to stop. So I'll do the same thing here, but this time I'll just say, I'll just copy and paste here, if un equals guest, or, because I'm going to assume the guest password is just simply either guest or guest, it'll say, welcome guest. There we go. And I'll make that an elif, so it's part of the same logic here. Okay. So if a guest enters, they get in and it breaks it. And last thing here, we need ourselves error. So else, because if I didn't type that, and I didn't type that, if I typed anything else, there's an error. So let me just simply print out error. Please try again. And while I'm at it, let me inform them of how many more times they have to do this. So, I'm going to put an if statement inside this and say if not n, I named it x, I literally named it x. If x does not equal 2, because remember 0, 1, 2, 2 will be our third attempt. So if I'm not on my third attempt, I will print out you have x. Oh, actually, no. 2 minus x, because x will start at 0. So 2 minus x, more attempts before shutdown. Let me just see with it. Okay, cool. So you'll have 2 more attempts before shutdown. There we go. And there we go. So in theory, that should also count the number of screw-ups I have. Let's test it out. Play. Enter username. DM. Whoop, 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 whoop. Not in there. In here, program. DMONT. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome, David. Program ended. Let's do this again. Let's say dmont. Remember to always click in your there it is, dmont. And this time, let's just say that's my password. Error. Please try again. You have 2 more attempts before shutdown. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Error. You have 1 more attempt before shutdown. So it's literally taking the counter in the loop, 2 minus that, and let's just go and say, habababap, habababap, they're both wrong. Error, please try again, too many attempts, incorrect, computer is locked down for 1 hour. Okay, nice and good. Now let's just add the guest. Let's just make sure guest works. Guest. Complete gibberish. Welcome guest. Let's test it the other way. Let's go and say complete gibberish, guessed, and it still works. So, what I've done in this code right here is basically made a loop. That loop will automatically end itself after X number of attempts because we have this little guy right here that says, you know, if we get too high, we'll just let them know, hey, there's been too many attempts incorrect, the computer is locked for 1 hour, and we break the loop. We get out of it. No matter what, if we get something wrong, considering the fact that we have our username and passwords in the loop to begin with, we will always keep asking us for our username and password every attempt. We have made ourselves a personal account where if we got these things correct, it'll give us a personalized message and break the loop. And we also have ourselves a situation of a guest. The guest can either be named guest or have the password of guest and still be registered as a guest. And of course, if we get something wrong, we do have to make sure that we give people a warning that, you know, something's going to get shut down. You know, this counter will still always go up, but if I have a counter for them and I show them what the counter is, I'll be able to give them informed notes that, hey, guys, it's going to shut down after one more attempt, so on and so forth. I mean, I could probably even do something like this and say, print, you have made, you know, X plus 1 attempt. I could even do that if I really wanted to give them a little extra information, you know. Up here, you have made 1 attempt, you have 2 more attempts before shutdown. You know, I could even do something like that. Now, why'd I do X plus 1? Because remember, X starts at 0. But yeah, once you have something that looks generally like this, make sure that you save it. And, you know, you can send the code in. You can literally copy and paste it. Or you can share the file with me directly. So, however you want to do it, send it in through Canvas. And then I'll see you in the do-it-yourself assignment. So, thank you very much. You have a great day. And see you in the next video.